Hello everybody, I'm Aditi from PTE Universe. In today's video, I'm going to help you with PTE writing task 1, that is summarize written text. There are a lot of students who are struggling in PTE writing and they don't know how to attempt this task. So today we will learn how to get a higher marks in PTE writing. We're also going to understand how to attempt summarize written text, do's and don'ts of summarize written text. And we're also going to learn one more thing, that is how we should actually utilize 10 minutes. We get 10 minutes per question. So how to divide that time in three parts: read, write and edit. Proofreading is very important when it comes to summarize written text, because you need to make sure that you are not writing any sentence which is having grammatical errors. So we're going to learn all of that. First of all, let me tell you, in PT writing there are two tasks: summarize written text and essay. Apart from that, PT is integrated, so you will get marks from writing module also for reading. Listening module contributes a lot to the writing. So this is how your screen will look like. Let me show you. Question will be given. You will be given instructions at the top followed by question, and then cut, copy, paste option, and there's a word count also. So you do not need to count the words just like as where you in paper based also have to count it. Here word count is given at the bottom of the screen. You can just type it. There's the total word limit as well as time limit. 10 minutes you have per task, and word limit is 5 to 75. Time 10 minutes, word limit 5 to 75 words. I hope it makes sense to everybody. Any doubts? So guys, in this task, this is a medium weightage task. Like, no, a lot of people will be thinking, is it a very high weightage task? No, it's a medium weightage task. You're going to get 1 to 2 questions in your real exam in the new format. Like on 16th of November, the format changed. Earlier people were getting 3 questions also. Now maximum we get 2 questions. Also guys, one more thing, the marks which are allocated to form, grammar, marks are allocated to vocabulary. So vocabulary is nothing but, important keywords if you write it down. So grammar is important, form is important, content is also important. So form is having 1 mark, grammar is having 2 marks, vocabulary is also having 2 marks, and content is having total 7 marks per question. And ideally you can get 7 out of 7. This is a easy task. This is not a difficult task where you can lose marks. Now see, if you want to get 1 out of 1, I'm gonna write it over here. You need to follow the word limit, that is 5 to 75 words. Don't write above 75, you will lose marks. Okay, don't write below 5. Of course, you will not do that. Okay, now to get grammar 2 out of 2, you need to make sure you are writing sentences which are error free, which are not having grammatical mistake. So if there is one error, you will lose 1 mark. And if there is defective grammatical structure which could hinder communication, you're going to lose all 2. Vocabulary, again, the marks which are allocated are 2 out of 2. So 2 marks are given if the person has an appropriate choice of words. So don't try to find sophisticated words for summary. I don't recommend you to use a lot of synonyms. You can use the word from the passage itself, because time is an enemy. 10 minutes, you have to read also, you have to type also, and you have to proofread also. So, you need to balance out all these things. And for content, you can just focus on important lines from the passage itself. So this is how the marking criteria works. If you have any doubts, please use your comment section and ask the doubts, else I'll go ahead. The time allotted is 10 minutes. Let's say the time 10 minutes over, 10 minutes is over, so the screen will vanish. So please make sure you do not take more than 10 minutes to write a summary. Anybody has any doubts? Okay, so one thing which is a very important thing to remember is, in this task you are just supposed to write 1 sentence. 1 sentence means 1 full stop. The moment you write more than 1 full stop, you will lose marks, because you're writing 2 sentences. So in this, you're supposed to read the passage and you're supposed to summarize it using one sentence, means one full stop, 10 minutes total. And quality of your writing is very important. That is how well your response present the key points. Means summary is what? Let's have given, I'm talking and talking and talking for the next 30 minutes. You're supposed to write a summary. So you will be just including the main thing, not each and everything, not no examples. And maybe I'll give you examples, maybe I'll give you some sort of explanations, but you will be including the main idea. Please jot it down this in your copies. Time allotted, word limit 5 to 75, and one full stop. Okay, let's move on to the strategy now. Guys, these are the recent success stories. A lot of students have already passed their PT, their IELTS with us. You can be the next. So you can contact us. You can contact us through my numbers. My numbers are given over here. These are lots of success stories. Previous month was very lucky for us. We've got lots of students, 1,000+ students have taken online and offline classes with me. And this is my another number. You can keep the number saved and give us a call in if you want to enroll with us. At our website www.ptuniverse.com is also live, and we also help you with PT academic exam booking. So if you want to book your exams at a low rate, you can save money, you can use voucher. So in this question, you're supposed to write summary. Summary means one sentence summary. And for this, of course, you will have to read, but it's not about reading. It's about skimming and scanning, understanding important keywords and writing it accordingly. You don't need to define the speaker's name and date of a full paragraph. You just understand the whole paragraph and you can define it in your own words too. Apart from that, guys, don't write examples, explanatory sentences. That should be eliminated. And you can just write down the key points. I'm repeating, you do not need to write examples, explanatory sentences. You can just jot down important things. Make sure you use correct conjunctions. Let's say, now I'll talk about conjunctions, like, grammar. So I'll talk about that for some part of the time. This is individually timed task, guys. Let's say if you cover the task in 5 minutes, 5 extra minutes will not be carried. So you complete the task, you proofread once, twice, and relax. Don't press next. I recommend taking a break, because after this, get essence and reading and then listening, which is very, very, very difficult for some people. So better to relax your mind, so that because time will not be carried forward anyhow. So I'm going to talk about how you can summarize it using one sentence, because that looks very difficult. For this, you can use conjunctions. Whenever we want to connect two ideas, we use conjunctions, we connect sentences with the help of conjunctions, and that's what we are trying to use. You can use complex sentences also, but sometimes people write very, very lengthy sentences where they make grammatical errors, like sometimes sentence verb agreement. Sometimes they're going to do errors like pronoun agreement. So punctuation, so many errors. Don't make errors. Try to make error-free sentences. So to do well in this task, first of all, we're going to understand the main idea of the passage. Maybe it's about coronavirus. Maybe it's about asking question. Maybe it's about a girl like Pascal in a flurry. Maybe it's about, how tourism was first an obstacle and later on how they developed the love for tourism. Maybe it's just discussing the relationship between cow and grass. So what is the main idea? And then we're going to read the summary carefully and understand the important lines, because not every line is going to convey an important idea. Which lines are actually conveying important idea, that we need to understand too. Then once we have read, we are going to formulate sentences. We can use synonyms, we can do paraphrasing, but I will recommend you to do this if you're very good with it. Fine. Else, you do not need to use synonyms. You can just take the words from the summary itself. There's lots of conjunctions which you can use. We call it fanboys. Now, I'm going to give you a bit grammatical kind of knowledge and is used for same ideas. Let's say I'm saying Ram is a helpful and an intelligent guy. But opposition. Ram is intelligent, but he never gets marks. So, but however, despite, although, all for opposition, and further moreover, for same idea. Fine. For conclusion, so such that, so that, result and effect you can use so that, such that. For conclusion, so, thus, yet, thus, you can use all this. So different kinds of conjunctions are there. Now see this. If you have to make it a sentence, you can write, after walking over 2 miles, John remembered his wallet. John remembered his wallet after. A will be small if you're making it one sentence like this. So just need to select the correct way of formulating a sentence, and that will help you in making the correct sentence. I hope it is clear. So we are going to read a summary. I'm going to give you 10 minutes to read it carefully, not exactly 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes. And I want you to read it very carefully. Then I will read it with you and we will understand how to solve the summary. So your time starts now. Read it, understand the central idea. I want you to read and just understand what the passage is trying to say. Not each and every line you will read, you will need to do skimming and scanning. Now, this task is an integrated task. It contributes to reading and writing. Why it contributes to reading? Because you're reading. And why it contributes to writing? Because you're writing. So when we read, we do not read word by word, whether it's read aloud, fill-ups, anything. We have to skim and scan so that we can read it in a definite period of time and we can understand the central idea. If we read word by word, there are chances we will get lost in the passage and time will run up and our task will not be completed. So what is the problem number one? People actually read word by word. They're not able to complete the task in the due time. Problem number two, some people don't know the word limit, time limit. And some people, problem number three, 90% people do. They confuse it with summarize spoken text, summarize written text, summarize spoken text. You can write as many sentences as you want. Summarize written text, you can only write one sentence. Okay. Problem number four, some people are writing very difficult grammar sentences, which is not a requirement. Grammar is just having 2 marks. Fine. Can just focus on other parameters too. This is a very easy task. You can get 7 out of 7. But some people, they are not good with it. Problem number five, some people don't know how to type in a fast period of time. They are not accustomed to typing. All these problems can occur with you. Please prepare wholeheartedly. Type a lot of writings, get it checked by the trainer. Are you using the right techniques? Some people are using wrong conjunctions, hence their answer is wrong. So you have 2 minutes. Please read carefully. I'm going to have some water. By the way, have you checked the PT reading, PT speaking, and PT listening playlist? If not yet, go check it now. Okay. As far as prediction is concerned, remember that the chairman of IBM predicted in the 50s that the world would need a maximum of around half a dozen computers that the British this seem to think in 80s. So we're talking about IBM, we're talking about British Department for Education, we're talking about basic, we are talking about Microsoft, how the Microsoft failed to see the foresee means to see the future, rapid means fast growth of internet. So we're just talking about there's so many companies who are just not able to predict the computer growth. Who could have predicted that one major effect of the automobile would be to bankrupt small shops across the nation? It's a question mark. So generally we don't pick up such things in a summary. Could the early developers of the telephone have foreseen its development as a medium for personal communication rather than as a form of broadcasting? So now we're comparing it. We talked about internet, we're talking about telephones, then it's telling something. Again, it's a question, so we don't pick up question kinds of sentences. We all, including experts, seem to be peculiarly inept, means we're not appropriate, we don't inept, we're not capable enough to predict the likely development of technologies even far as the next year. We can of course try to extrapolate from experience of previous technologies, as I do below, by comparing the technology with the development of other information and by examining the earlier development of radio and print. But how justified I might be in doing so remains an open question. You might find the history of this instructive. However, I'm not convinced that they're very reluctant, nor do I know where you can find information about them online. So rather than take up space, I've briefly described them in a separate article. So he has basically briefed information about different kinds of things. First, like how people are failing to predict, basically. The problem of prediction. This is the name of the summary too. So people are not able to predict. So now if you see, some tutors, like, lots of people feel that the summary's ideas is the first line, last line. You pick up, then boom, you're done. That's wrong. Yes, that is wrong. Sometimes ideas in the middle of the summary, sometimes it's in between, sometimes it's there, sometimes here. So you need to read. Don't go into the trap of just following the wrong people, just following a particular rule. Okay, this is the line, I'll pick line 1, line 2. Maybe line 1 has question mark, then what will you do? Understanding. There are 3 things in here. We have given the example, then we have come to the idea, this is in between, and then we have explanation. I'll write it over here for your convenience. Example, idea, explanation. 3 things are there. Now, summary does not need to have example, no need. It's a summary. It's not like you're writing an essay. So treat it like a summary. Explanation, no. You can just add the idea. Summary means main idea of the passage. That is a basic definition of a summary by English. Hence, we need to include the idea. We do not need to go on every small example, explanation, not at all required. So here, basically, he gave a lot of examples. Then he came to the conclusion. He said, like we, including experts, are actually inept at predicting the development of technology. We can try to extrapolate, like we can find out from the experience, like he has compared it, but like how correct you are, that's debatable. You don't know how much it's correct. I can even write how justified I might be doing so is debatable. I can just paraphrase it a bit, I can change it a bit, but this is the part which contains the central idea. Now this is how, if I write the central idea, I'm going to get my content marks really well. I can use the same words from the summary, and vocabulary means including important keywords. Also, I is capitalized, so small things you need to do. So like this, you can write summaries. I've written some sample answers for you using although, all this followed by comma or yet, or the first answer, which is a shorter one. Now, some people ask me, should I write just 35 to 40 words? I should not write more, I lose marks. No, you can write more also. I've written more in my exam. I think around 60 I wrote. It's just like people tell you to write less, because if you write more, there are chances of actually doing grammar mistake. That's it. You can write more, even you can write 65, 68. 5 to 75, so doesn't matter you write much or less. Secondly, it depends upon the length of the summary. Summary is small, how I'm going to write this much passage? That's stupidity. That also varies. Thirdly, some people are like, can I use backspace in writing or else lose marks? You will not lose marks, you can. And if you of course write something correct, you will use backspace. I have used in each and every task, doesn't matter. You just need to make sure in this task you skim and scan. You understand idea is this, explanation is this, example, I need to pick up the idea, then how to connect the idea. That's it, and you're done. So I hope this task is clear. And there's a written discourse also in PT. In the next class, I'm going to talk about written discourse. Till then, you will have to wait. So watch the next video. We'll be conducting session on written discourse. And do you want me to conduct a practice session on summarized written text? Let me know in the comment section. In the next live class, we can bring lots of summaries. We can discuss them with you and we can practice them too. If anybody has any doubts, let me know. And guys, in the comment section, I also want you to let me know topic for next video first. Follow me on Instagram, PT Universe handle. You'll get lots of important material. Website www.ptuniverse.com is live. Go enroll with us, and 999220207. Call me and book your slot. And that's it. You can follow me on Telegram, join me, and Facebook is there too. Thank you so much. Bye.